Thanos, the mad titan, had one goal: to bring balance to the universe. He saw civilizations crumbling under the weight of overpopulation, planets starving, resources running dry, and wars erupting over survival. In Avengers, Infinity War, he believed he had the ultimate solution: wipe out half of all life with the snap of his fingers. Random, impartial, efficient. In his mind, it was an act of mercy, a necessary evil.
But here's the thing. Thanos had all 6 Infinity Stones, the most powerful artifacts in the universe, capable of reshaping reality itself. And the best idea he could come up with was mass murder. Why didn't he just double the universe's resources instead? Let's break this down logically. With the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos wasn't bound by normal limitations. He wasn't some warlord trying to redistribute wealth or conquer planets for resources. He had absolute control over time, space, reality, and energy. If he wanted to, he could have snapped his fingers and instantly solved every problem he claimed to care about. Let's look at what each stone could do. The Reality Stone warps matter itself. He could literally turn barren wastelands into paradise, create food from thin air, or make dying planets rich with resources again. The Space Stone, unlimited access to the universe. If planets were overcrowded, he could instantly move people to new worlds, creating perfect conditions for life to thrive elsewhere. The Power Stone, infinite energy. If the problem was scarcity, he could have made sure every civilization had limitless energy sources to sustain growth. The Time Stone. He could have rewound time to before planets fell into crisis and set them on a better course. The Mind and Soul Stones. He could have restructured how people think, eliminating greed, war, or any destructive tendencies that lead to scarcity in the first place. With all of these powers combined, there was literally no reason to kill anyone. Would doubling resources even work? Now, some people argue that just creating more resources doesn't actually fix the problem. They say that if people have more, they'll just consume more, leading to the same shortages down the line. This is a common argument in real-world economics. But here's the thing. This isn't real life. This is the Marvel Universe. The Infinity Stones don't just make more of something. They allow fundamental changes to the structure of reality itself. Thanos could have snapped and made all resources self-sustaining, never depleting. He could have created food that regenerates, water that never runs dry, energy sources that never fade. And even if population growth was still a concern, why not just expand the universe instead? He could have increased the size of habitable galaxies, creating new worlds where civilizations could thrive without conflict over limited space. But instead, he chose destruction. The real irony is that Thanos thought he was helping the universe, but his plan backfired in almost every way. Let's think about what actually happened after the snap. Entire planets collapsed because their populations were suddenly cut in half. Crops died, factories shut down, and governments crumbled. Killing people doesn't automatically make things better. It just creates new problems. Families were shattered. Imagine being a child who suddenly loses both parents, or a doctor performing surgery when half the hospital staff vanishes. The chaos wasn't balanced. It was devastating. The economy was destroyed. On Earth alone, supply chains would have collapsed, businesses would fail, and entire industries would cease to function overnight. Multiply that across the galaxy, and you have total economic collapse. Survivors weren't grateful, they were traumatized. The people left behind didn't live better lives. They were grieving, struggling, and lost. Thanos thought his snap would bring peace, but it only caused suffering. If he had chosen to create instead of destroy, the universe might have actually embraced his vision instead of fighting to undo it. And that brings us to the biggest flaw in his plan. Had Thanos gone with the smarter snap, creating abundance instead of destruction, nobody would have fought back. The Avengers wouldn't have come after him. The people of the universe wouldn't have seen him as a monster. No one would have been motivated to find a way to reverse what he did. Instead, by choosing genocide, he guaranteed resistance. He created enough pain and suffering that the Avengers risked everything to stop him. He gave them a reason to find a way to undo his actions. He ensured that, in the end, he would fail. And that's exactly what happened. Had he simply snapped his fingers to create abundance, he would have been remembered as a savior instead of a tyrant. Instead of being wiped from existence by Iron Man, he might have been worshipped as a god. But because he lacked imagination, because he only saw destruction as the solution, he sealed his own fate. Thanos thought he was the smartest being in the universe. But at the end of the day, he wasn't just the mad titan, he was the dumb titan. The Infinity Gauntlet gave him every option. And yet, he picked the one that ensured his own downfall. So what do you think? Was Thanos a visionary, or was his plan doomed from the start? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the logic, or lack of it, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.